A lot of people ask me how I started debunking. A lot of people ask me, where did it come from? And I'll tell everyone the same answer. It was Mindseed. I first started by accidentally debunking Mindseed. I used to love Mindseed TV. I almost believed everything. And then I saw a mask slip. And so now, without looking directly into the camera, I'm gonna debunk the top 10 Mindseed fakery. Weirdos, boils and ghouls. We are going to be doing a top 10 Mindseed are fake. Now, some of this are going to be the debunks I've picked up over time, and some of this is going to be stuff I've looked at since and thought, that's fake. And I'm going to throw in some other stuff that other debunkers have found, and I will of course credit those debunkers, go and watch those debunkers. And if we've done the same debunks, because before I knew Parple and Parple knew me, we both did the same debunk on an episode, and we both spotted the same things, pretty much. I believe Mr. Grey and the Shape have debunked the same episodes, so I'll give credit where credit is due to people that have done the work as well. So just before we get into it, I will say this. I used to love Mindseed TV. I still think editing, production, sound, design, everything about the content is to a TV network standard. What they do is fake. However, what they do really, really well. And it was only while researching for this video that I realised there's been a sort of revolving door of members. There were people I didn't know were part of Mindseed in earlier parts of this video. I don't know if he'll make it in here. Okay, so in at number 10 is the first debunk I ever did on Mindseed. I was doing a reaction video to this, and there were two intros on the video. My original, there was a, oh shit, I've just caught them faking, and then it cut to my original intro before I'd seen what I saw. So let's just show you guys at home, because some of you may have missed this. So the guys are asking for these balls to be moved,
tops of my hands,
and they do.
Yeah. Come on, can you please move the... Oh. No.
Ooh, spooky. Now, did you see it? This orange ball is the ball we are concentrating on. This is the only ball they acknowledge that moves. But this green ball in the background, when this ball starts moving, it wobbles because the mask slipped or broke or failed. And then when this ball comes back, this ball wobbles and this ball wobbles. Whatever they have done in the editing to mask this orange ball moving over everything else, for some bizarre reason, somehow the other balls, for a quick couple of seconds, or even fractions of seconds, so all three guys are staring in that direction, intently waiting for the ball to move. This is in slow-mo, quarter speed. This is in quarter speed. I've removed the volume. And these guys are waiting intently for this orange ball to move. See that glitch there? That green ball wobbled as the orange ball got too close to it. And when it rolls back, there's the wobble again. And there's the ball underneath, wobbling again. What that was masking. The masking has failed. They've edited it wrong. Now, they replay this part a second time. And in the replay, they notice their mistake. Did you notice that wobble wasn't there? Why? But when the orange ball comes back, there's that wobble. And this is the video that started me down the debunking route. I was just a scary video reaction channel, and this kicked the doors wide open for me. I was fully aware that I was investigating and not getting a stitch of evidence, and I have been for years. And these guys, I'm like, what am I doing wrong? But if it wasn't for this, I wouldn't have started looking for real paranormal teams that I can shout out and work with, like the Ouija Brothers, Ghosts on Trent, Exploring the Entity, Dead Cult Paranormal, Dorset Paranormal, the like. And I also wouldn't, if it wasn't for these guys faking and ruining it for me, I would never have gone out investigating. I wouldn't have started going out with Mrs. Geek and Dean, and I would never have gone to 30 East Drive, because I'd stopped investigating for a little while and just watching. In at number 9, extremely scary, evil spirit impersonates a girl, paranormal activity, with oh my gosh. I've had a few people recently like, surely you have a favourite of the fakers. Which one is it? people are like, is it Omar because he's nice? Is it Mindseed because of their production value? And it's none of them. I don't have a favourite faker because it's an insult to my paranormal beliefs. It's an insult to the decent teams that are out there. So when people are like, is it Omar or is it Mindseed? It's none of them. If I had to say, is one of these shows better made than the other, it's going to be Mindseed, hands down. But it's full of the brown stuff. So they go to a house, they get loads of activity all the way through. I did a full episode on this as well. Paranormal sins, the sin counter was through the roof. But this section involves Omar. And I know how this is done because I have done it. I just had to recreate what he did. Maybe I'll record me reenacting this scene at some point.
What's that? Oh! What's that? This chair dead in front of me starts charging right.
That's right. You saw it. I saw it. This chair in front of me charges towards me. Let's mute. And let's go to a quarter speed. Now you need to watch where Omar is, the direction Omar is travelling in, and the fact that he's already mentioned this chair. And then he runs backwards. And which way does the chair move? Now what is important here is the trajectory that the chair moves in. It follows Omar's path, as in, where he moves, that chair moves. What could this possibly mean? It could mean that there is something tied to this chair and to Omar, so when he moves, the chair pulls with him. So Omar runs away, but the chair starts moving at the exact same time that Omar moves. There's an overlaid sound before, but the chair follows him. Now, any decent paranormal investigator worth their salt would have stopped. I understand people running away. You're freaked out, you're scared, it's caught you off guard. You go to run, you stop, and you go, wait, what caused that? And you look at the chair, you investigate the chair, you cut away at no point to make sure that you have 100% proof that what has just happened is legitimate. And what do? They cut to Omar's face to describe the event. Now, this video, there's other things with doors knocking, banging, and all the rest of it. It's all from the side of the doors we can't see. And how do they prove that this was all real? They run away. In at number 8, I did a debunk on this. Me and Papal didn't know each other at the time, and Papal had also done a debunk on this, on the same section. But I'm going to show 2 bits of fakery in with this footage. So they amp up all the tension. The following footage may cause extreme discomfort and stick with you long after viewing this video. Ooh, scary. So something Papal picked up on that I completely missed. The way this is framed. Now, they have a second camera looking directly at the Ouija board, but this whole thing is about doing a Ouija board on this dock, whatever it is. This is a lake. So you got the 2 guys in shot, but the Ouija board is not in shot, and they're really good at framing themselves. So why is Casey almost out of shot? The camera's too high. Why would that camera be that high? And this is something Papal picked out, not me. The fakery that happens explains exactly why this camera is set exactly where it is. Spladosh. Something appears from the lake. Oh shit. Don't grab the camera and point it at it. Run away. And this is a theme with Mindseed. Something scary, spooky wooky goes on. They run away. They don't investigate to prove that what they have seen is real. So again, we go into quarter speed. Say hi, Chucky. When you're watching slow motion, you go frame by frame. You've got to question why the spladosh noise happens first. And then this thing appears. Now, the spladosh noise could have been somebody throwing a stone in. It could have been a fish. It could have been anything. And then they just react to it off the cuff and then run away because they haven't scripted it. But then they add this in. We're going to go frame by frame. I've muted it now because of the cricket noise. When we stop starting, it's going to sound horrible. Now, this doesn't emerge. It appears. It appears. And then it brightens whilst stationary. Why would that happen? That's because it's an overlay and they have faded the overlay in. There's a little bit of movement. A little bit more movement. I think this is supposed to resemble a head popping out of the water looking at one of them. Colton? Now this thing is stationary. Now this part is important as well. We've seen this thing fade in with a fade in effect. We've seen it magically appear and then move a frame. It's all editing tricks. But this part gives them away as well. Watch. So we need to watch Colton. Watch the bobbing head while his arm lifts. He goes to run. Did you see that? There's the transparency being changed. A little bit of movement. A little bit more transparency. This has been faded in. Watch this thing as Colton's arm gets near it. It disappeared before his arm passed it. But when his arm raises, it's still there. And the same thing happens there. He gets too close, the thing disappears. This should still be in shot. It's lit. And something else to consider, as well as the thing popping up, just appearing, as well as the fading, as well as it disappearing with Colton's movements, the other thing you have to consider is water reflects and ripples when something moves in it. There's no rippling in that water that we can see. There's no reflection. And when Purple did his debunk, he went into a little bit of reflection that was there, but the reflection was facing the wrong way. It wasn't mirrored correctly. So whatever they did, they cocked up. They cocked this entire thing up beginning to end. Now, is this debunk 100%? I think so. Now, we watched this section. They're doing a spirit box. They hear a loud bang, and then all hell breaks loose. There's lots of noise, lots of camera shaking, and the camera shaking is what is important here. Because that's all it is. Nothing is actually moving. They're just shaking the cameras to overlaid sounds, and again, they run away. These are the most cowardly ghost hunters ever. They're not paranormal investigators, they're ghost hunters. It's a ghost hunting show. But watch this section. Now, all hell is about to break loose. Now feel free to watch that section back at your leisure and watch it in slow motion. Or watch my video where I debunk this. Because nothing actually moves. There's stuff hanging off the stall doors, there's stuff hanging at the back, none of it moves. It is just camera shaking. Star Trek used to do this thing where if the ship got hit by something, they would all do that. You've recently seen me do it with a Smug Puppy video where I recreated his fakeness. All they do is, they do this. And the camera operator does this to make it look like the Enterprise has been shot. These guys have just overlaid some sounds, and they're doing all this with the cameras while they're running to make it look like the entire barn is shaking. Nothing is moving, and if you watch in slow motion, you will see that all the things hanging up don't move. Remember the time Tanner almost quit? Very scary. Now this, Tanner gets dragged across a attic. Now, I can't see who's pulled him, or if a wire has pulled him, or a sort of gizmo or a contraption. I can't see that. So I can't debunk that in itself. But his reaction afterwards tells you everything you need to know.
The yes knows. I'm thinking to myself, like, maybe we just wrap it up and call it a night, honestly.
Now, first things first, we can't see anything from his waist down. So there could be somebody else up there, a pulley system, whatever. You hear him fall, he hits the floor, and...
Dude, you good? Dude. Shit, what?
That is hell of a pull. Why does the camera drop down into that?
What the fuck? Yo.
Now he pulls himself back, he's all freaked out. Very freaked out. Ooh, I'd be freaked out. In fact, I wouldn't be sitting there, I'd have run away. Now they look around to make sure there's nobody else up there. Where don't they look? In the direction he was actually pulled. And this is what I mean when I say, even though I can't debunk the actual pull, everything after gives it away. They don't look in the direction he was pulled. They don't walk down past those antlers and stuff that are on the floor to prove there's nobody there.
Where's Tanner? Yo.
As soon as I opened my mouth, I felt like an intense pressure around my ankles, and
I guess I slid across.
Something else, just for fun, you need to do. Go and watch Tanner's early days on the show and listen to the tone of his voice. He speaks very lightly. He speaks very high-pitched. His natural talking tone is high-pitched. This voice just suddenly develops a few months into his stint on Mindseed. And it's hilarious because it just reminds me of...
No, you're not. You will not be taking our pod today, sir.
Well, are you making your voice deeper?
No, you are. You're imitating the God-Man.
No, I'm not.
He just did it again.
This is my voice.
Now, the other giveaway is Tanner himself and Tanner's reaction to what has just happened. I mean, he's just sitting there after something has attacked him. Initial reaction? Shock. But watch this.
What's up, bro? I'm gonna just stop. You keep rolling if you want. I'm gonna stop. What the fuck?
Around my ankles.
There's a smile coming.
Let's take a little
Back
reset.
to shocked.
Yeah, I think you can stop rolling. Let's.
So he's dragged. He looks like he's trying to stifle a little bit of a grin. And his friends, his teammates' reactions are, bro, what the hell? They don't check on him. They check the wrong area of that attic. And then Casey says something like, I'm going to stop recording. I'm going to stop recording. You keep recording. Your friend's just been dragged, potentially attacked by a spirit or a demon. You keep recording, but I'm going to stop because I care. Okay, so there's a guy I've never seen with them. This is really early days for them. And they've got a PSB11 spirit box, but it's got a thermometer in there. Tells the temperature in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not even American temperatures that I don't understand. But the temperature that they're claiming are going up is possibly because it's a building that was cold until their body heat gets into the room. And then they start saying like, oh, it's gone up to 5, it's gone up to 5. And there's a reason it goes up to 5.
Thank you. Keep going. Keep doing it. Don't be shy. We ain't heard.
This device is meant to be left on a surface.
If you can move it to 5.
Yes, I did see that. And what that is your body heat. That's why you've picked it up, knowing you will affect the heat or the thermometer in this thing. These things are overly sensitive because they developed for ghost hunting, and they'll have done their homework and they will know what triggers it. Let's give them the dues. They do their homework, they know exactly what they're doing. Okay, so the next clip. Terrifying haunted doll that moves. Ooh. And it moves over time, over 2 days, and they got the speed ramped up. And there's an issue with these guys in speed ramping, and I will show you that in the next clip. But watch closely. Now, they're waiting for this doll to move. Apparently, it's a possessed doll, and it moves. And it does move. Not only does this thing move, but there are 2 cameras on it, and it looks directly down both cameras. Now, while this upper portion of the doll is moving, the dress moves. Of course, it's all connected. But just before that doll moves for the first time, what's this part of the dress before any other part of the doll moves? Whatever they've done here, they've done very well. It's obviously a wire and a wire removal tool, and it is hidden so well that I cannot see it. So I can't 100% debunk it. But this part moving, this little bit of the dress before the doll starts leaning forward and stuff, to me, that was a mistake. That was them starting to pull the wire tight, it affected the dress, and they're like, we can get away with that. But if this is in fact a cursed doll, why would it look directly down the camera on each day? They've moved the camera here, and what's it? Wait. Hey, that's freaky, right? That's really freaky, right? It's also fake. Watch closely. Doll starts to move, doll starts to move. What was that wobble there? That was a cut. There was a cut, or two cuts in that movement. This is pretty much, I think, how they did this, stop motion and then overlay a continuous sound over the top of it. Okay, so they speed ramping. The speed ramping is, it's off. So it shows them sleeping, moving about. Casey gets up, stands in a corner. Where have we seen this before? Casey's wearing tit shorts. Now, where have we seen this before? With the tit, yes. Now, he claims to be stood there and rocking for 45 minutes. 43 minutes and 50 seconds, I think he says. So we've got all this wobbling, all this wobbling. Now, this is speed ramped, remember? This, however many seconds of footage, is taken from 43 minutes and 50 seconds. So if it was that fast, why didn't he take off to get back into bed like the Flash? Or was he really only there for 3 or 4 minutes and ramped that up a little bit? The movement of him getting back into the bed and the movement before, apart from even when he stood there, the rocking, it's not fast enough. It looks off because they've lied about the time frame that this took place. Lee does it, these do it, and it's all ripped off from Paranormal Activity movies.
I was standing there for a total of 43 minutes and 28 seconds.
You were not there for that length of time at all, were you, sir? Oh, this next one are 2 debunks in one. Are they going to count in the ranking? Myself, The Sheep, and Mr. Gree have all covered this. Mindseed say that this is a uncut video. The scariest video you'll ever watch, insane Paranormal Activity uncut footage. And there's more cuts in here than a barber's on a Saturday in a city centre before the rugby's on. Okay, this kitchen scene is very important. The chairs. You'll have seen The Sheep do this, you'll have seen Mr. Grey do this, and myself do this. They hide the cut quite well.
Holy sh**. You see the chairs? Oh my.
Remember, no cuts in this video at all. All those chairs are stacked in a matter of milliseconds. Now there is one of those wild camera spins, and those camera spins are used to hide cuts. If you watch The Sheep and Mr. Grey's videos, they spot the cuts. And I'd rather direct you to the guys that did the work better than I did, because I did this video, but nowhere near as good as those guys did. In fact, Mr. Grey stops the video and actually shows the cut and how you can see it. The same cut that I spotted, but Mr. Grey just explains it so much better. So go check out Mr. Grey. I will be linking Mr. Grey, Purple and the Sheep in the comment section down below. Do go check them out. So they put all the chairs back, and then they go upstairs.
It was right above the kitchen, so that means whatever's in front of you. Not that way. Like directly.
Chairs are down. They're about to move upstairs. And remember, there's no cuts in this video. Uncut footage. Now, you could hide a cut here, but that's not what it is. You could hide a cut there.
Oh my.
See that big white flash there? That was the cut. I originally thought the cut was a little earlier, because there's a weird frame with the step jumps. Now, maybe I was a little off by like a second and a half. I thought the cut was there. But then Mr. Grey's like, that quick camera spin in slow motion, there's a white pulse, there's the cut. And I'm inclined to believe that Mr. Grey is more right than me. He's more experienced. He's got more of a background in editing.
My f***ing God.
This video title is Uncut. Does that mean there are no cuts in the movie, or is it that every bit of activity is shown with no bleeping and all the rest of it? The title alludes to there's no cuts in the video, sort of.
Let me show you what I just saw. I'm almost positive I got that on camera too. Let me show you what the f*** you just looked like.
But there's a cut. It's clearly a cut because they've put lettering and sentences in.
So now that you've seen what we went through, we're
And
going to
there's a
break
cut.
it.
Now they could say it's the uncut footage in regards to everything is in the video, but there may be some interlaced cut scenes. That title is a bit misleading. But the biggest cut is obviously the first debunk, and the biggest one is that cut on the stairs. The second one is they claim this to be uncut, and they're cutting away to text, they're cutting away to interviews in the dark, much like I did at the beginning of this video. And finally, the greatest debunk of all time with Mindseed, where they claim they're in a home alone, Casey is in bed. But the biggest mistake, and I left this in my original thumbnail on this video, and the Shape has covered this as well. Check this out. The lights are flickering. The door's about to slam. The lights are flickering. The door's about to slam. He's all on his own, and his proof that he was all on his own in a later video was that he showed footage of Colton sleeping. We've only got your word to take that that's where he was at that time. But who is that in the mirror that you didn't realise you caught? And then what you did after me and the Shape debunked you was claim that this is in fact not Colton, it is the ghost. You're trying to tell me that that is not Colton. Your ghost just happens to be wearing a very tight black t-shirt and have the same facial hair and haircut as Colton. But he's all alone, and the video is Invisible Friend. But he's all alone, and the video is called The Invisible Friend, yet who the hell is that in the reflection? This was by far my favourite debunk, and this is the only debunk they've ever tried to answer back to. They didn't shout out any debunkers that questioned it. They just lied and said, look, here's the footage of Colton actually sleeping. That could have come at any point. The other thing is, they have this magnificent paranormal event, and it's cut in between cameras. They should play the full section, and then the full section off a different camera, and then so on and so forth. And they don't do that. They cut back to them talking. And the biggest sin and the biggest giveaway to all of this is, in the editing process, they must have spotted that Colton's reflection was in that glass frame. And instead of trying to say, listen, this is where Colton was sleeping at this time, it was a mimic, it was a shapeshifter, anything, they completely ignore it. They completely ignore it and hope that we never see it as fans, as viewers. It was a mistake. They only... Now, somebody that edits their videos this meticulously didn't see that reflection. I find that really hard to believe. And instead of trying to mask it, or instead of trying to explain it away with, this is a image of the ghost. We caught the image of the ghost and we didn't even realise. None of that. They completely ignore it and hope that we don't see it. So there you go, guys. My favourite debunks of Mindseed. There's some stuff I've debunked before. There's some stuff in there that I hadn't looked at until I was researching to do this video. Because I think Mindseed deserve a deeper look, because they are one of the biggest paranormal channels on YouTube. But they are not real. It is all staged. 1.64 million subscribers. That is massive. And in no way does it say for entertainment purposes. They claim this is all real, but there's too many faults. Their description reads, welcome to a paranormal channel where we explore the mysterious and unexplained. From haunted houses and abandoned buildings to ghost sightings to supernatural phenomena. Our team of investigators delves into the world of the paranormal to uncover the truth behind the legends. With years of experience and cutting-edge technology, we capture evidence that will leave you questioning what you thought you knew about the supernatural. Subscribe now and join us on our journey into the unknown. None of that says for entertainment, credited, produced, nothing like that. And the reason I wanted to do this video is I used to love Mindseed, and all it would take for me to be able to enjoy Mindseed again and get back on the Mindseed train would be for them to be honest and to do what Tim Morozov does and says, hey, this is horror, weekly episodic horror videos. This is a horror channel. We create, and they don't. And it's a shame because they're clearly very talented guys. I've heard a lot about the backstory of these guys, and Casey's had it quite a hard upbringing, and then to be able to turn that hardship into this success, that's phenomenal. I will never ever take that from him, but it is all fake. Now please, if you like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already, leave your comments in the comment section down below, and don't call me, and if you call me names, chances are it'll turn against you, because it was a Mindseed debunk where I was called Big Fat Beardo Weirdo, and then I changed the community name to Beardo's Weirdos. I refer to myself as a weirdo all the time because I actually found it funny. Much love to you all. Beardo out. Future Beardo here, and there's something I just wanted to add to the end of this video because I described my favourite debunk as the reflection of Colton in the mirror, and the side-eye guy has done probably the best debunk I have ever seen in my life. The video is called Mindseed Caught Lying and Faking Red-Handed, and it is mind-blowing to the point where law enforcement are going to be involved by the homeowners. It looks like there may not have been any permission for them to have gone in this, what is essentially a very, very upmarket Airbnb. A fan of the side-eye guy sent him the building look. The side-eye guy then goes as far as to say, I've called the building owner. And the conversation between the two, wow, it is pretty damning. And one of the best debunks I've ever seen. So go and check out the side-eye guy, Mindseed Caught Lying and Faking Red-Handed, as well as Mindseed Real or Fake Ghost Hunting, because the two videos sit side by side. It is absolutely phenomenal, and it is a debunk that nobody can argue. And as I said, the homeowner, she feels victimized. Just go and watch it. You won't regret it. It is fantastic. And the effort the side-eye guy has gone into to out these guys for their bullshit is next level.